Hello everyone, welcome you all in my YouTube channel Unique Aviation. In today's video, we are going to discuss our next chapter of maintenance practice is submodule 9 named pipe and hoses. So before starting the video, we should know what we are going to discuss. In this video, we are going to discuss about what are the pipes and what are the hoses, what are the difference between them, then what are the process that should we go through when we are going to repair or replace pipe or hoses, what are the inspection and testing procedure of all these, what are the things that you should keep in mind before all these things. Everything we will going to discuss in this video. So let's start. Now the very first question come in mind when you are going to discuss this chapter is what is pipe and what is hoses. See, pipe are the rigid tubes. Okay, these tubes are used to transfer fuels or gases from one place to another in aircrafts. Okay, and they are rigid, means totally solid in their nature, that is called pipes. If the same thing is delivered by a flexible thing, means the hoses are also a pipe but they are flexible, means they have a flexibility in their shapes and length, and these are different things that we use. Okay, the work of both are same, they both are used to transfer fuels or any fluid or any gases from one place to another, but the difference is of their nature. Pipes are rigid in nature and hoses are flexible in nature. So now this video is divided into two parts. Okay, the first part where we are going to talk about right now, talking about the pipe and whole things about pipe, and after that we will start hoses and see about the hoses. The first thing should keep in mind that what are the need to study pipes, because we are familiar about aircraft, and aircraft need time to time proper repair and replacements of pipe due to some cracks or some breaking down or some scratches or anything. Okay, so they need some special type of procedures to be done when we are going to repair or replace it. So the four basic important things we use in aircraft are tube cutting, then tube bending, then tube flaring, and after that the tube beading. We will going to discuss all topics, but before all these things we should know that the tube, any rigid pipe that we call tube, any rigid pipe is always determined by their outside diameter. Now the question comes is, what is outside diameter? If you have seen any of the pipe, it has some layer of wall, and beside means outside the wall there is a diameter and inside the wall there is a diameter. So the outside diameter is the outside diameter of the wall and inside diameter is the inside diameter of the wall. So it is determined by the outside diameter of the wall, and also determined by 1/16 of an inch. What does it mean? It means if anybody says you number 6 pipe, that means 6 multiplied by 1/16, that is the diameter of that pipe, if anybody is talking. And all these are printed on the surface, means the wall boundary, the wall of the pipe. Now we need to study all these things because time to time the aircraft pipe system or the aircraft tubing system needs some replacement and repair due to some cracks or abrasion or scratches. So if the scratches and abrasions are very small, they are very light, you can use the brushing tools or aluminum wheels to smooth it out. Okay, but if they are deep into it, you should need to repair or replace the pipe or the tube. Okay, so for that we use 4 methods. Then first one is tube cutting, after that tube bending, then tube flaring and tube beading. One by one we are going to see what are all these. First one is tube cutting. See, tube cutting is making the required size of the tube. If somewhere 5 meter long is required or 2 meter long is required or 3 meter long is required, that size is maintained by tube cutting. We will cut our required size. Okay, it can be done by an hacksaw, which is 32 teeth per inch, or by the tube cutting tool. Tube cutting tools are very simple. They are, you have to just apply on the tube and then you have to rotate and after some time it will cut out. Okay, but the question is, you always keep in mind that there should be no burst when you are when you have cutted the tube, because if bursts are there, it will create lots of problem for the flowing of fluid or anything when you are actually installed on the aircraft. So this is the first process where we have to take the required size Okay, so the required length of the tube will come into picture, and this process is done by the tube cutting. One more thing you have to keep in mind where you are cutting the tube, if after cutting you have to bend it also, bend means to rotate it also, to bend it also, then you will cut 10% extra pipe, so that in bending if area will take out, then even also it will adjust. Okay, now after cutting you have done for proper size, now we will do bending for the proper shape of the size and shape. There is a difference, size the length and shape is the curveness and everything, so to adjust the pipe. Okay, so for bending you will use a hand bending tool, or in modern days, in nowadays you will use the CNC machine. They are very perfect, they will make a perfect bend. But if you are doing hand bending, you should know that the band should not be flattened or nicked. Okay, so for that I have given a picture. You can see bend should always be perfect, and after bending you will come to flaring. See, flaring can means making an extra space to insert another pipe when you are joining. Okay, so flaring is of two types. It is single flare or double flare. You can see in the picture, very simple. Single flare is only making tube expand, and double flare means after expanding you curved it into it so that it will become more strong. Okay, some properties of double flares are they are very smooth, they can be better, mean in strongness they are more strong, and they can counter excess of pressure, means more pressure than single flare. Okay, these flaring are done by the flaring tools. They have male and female die. You should have to put the pipe and you should rotate it, and then your flare will be done. In hand flare it will generally take 35 to 37 degree, but if it is automatic it will take 45 degree angle for flaring the tube. Okay, next one is beading. See, what is beading? Beading is making a special shape on the tube so that it can be joined with another item. Like if you are joining a pipe with a hose, if you are joining a pipe with an extra cylinder like brake cylinder or anything, so for that you will use beading. Okay, so beading is very simple. They are also can be hand beading or automatic. They are very simple tool. You just have to use, and after that you have to install it. So these are the four processes that you will do before actually repair or installing any tube into the aircraft. Now the question comes in mind, after doing all these things, what we will do? So we will have to keep something in mind, and that are, first one is, whenever you are going to fit two pipes, never apply any type of compound in the faces, because it will not give you the metal to metal contact on the connecting part, and it will not make a good seal. The second thing is the torque. You should not apply the excess torque or lower torque. If you are applying excess of torque, it will damage the tube, and if you are applying the less torque, it will leave the tube in a leaking form. It will not be tight, it will always be loose, and it will always be leak. So for that you should it is recommended to use torque wrenches. Torque wrenches are the special type of wrenches in which you are applying only selected torque. So this one is the option for using it. Next one is, always use a proper alignment. Alignment means proper straightness, not like aligned or inclined or somewhere at angle, so that you will create a good contact. Next one is, in some time and in modern aircraft also we will use flareless tubing. Okay, so for connecting two parts it is not needed to flare. So for flareless tubing you should keep something in your mind. First one is, you should have to tight it with your fingers, and as much you can by fingers, and after that you will use the wrench and turn that nut only 1/6 of an inch, and 1/6 of an turn, not inch. Okay, and after that you should check the leakage, means you will take a pressure check, and if it is okay then okay, if it is not okay then again 1/6 turn, and even then if it is leaking or anything, you will have to take it, inquiry it, where are the problem. Okay, you will not going to further make it tight, because it will create lots of problem. It will create a excessive pressure that will break the pipe or anything. Now comes our next topic and the second part of the video, in which we are going to discuss about the flexible hoses. What are the hoses are? I have already told you hoses are the flexible way to flow of fluids and gases, and these are used when where extreme vibrations are there, you need some moving part are there. As you can know, for moving part you cannot use rigid pipe because it will break down, but for moving part or for the part where maximum of the vibrations are there, you will use a good quality of flexible hoses. See, these hoses cannot be repaired. If the if very minor abrasions are there, then okay, but if somewhere leakage or crack or dents, then you should have to replace it. Okay, so for replacing it, you should always know that the correct length and the correct size and correct quality of the flexible hose should be used. Okay, it should not be tolerated that you are using it and bad quality or a improper length or improper size. Okay, next one is which tools are you are using when you are going to install any hoses. It should always be recommended by the manufacturer. According to manufacturer, you will use it. Okay, and one more thing, before installing it, means before installation of any flexible hose, you should have to check their pressure test, that is it okay or not. For that you will use at least 1.5 times, means 1.5 times of the pressure as much of required by the system, so that it can be used very frequently and very efficiently. Okay, next one is whenever you are going to install any flexible hose, you should have to leave 5 to 8% of total length of slack. What is slack? Slack is making मीन्स ढीला कर देते हैं उसे, मेकिंग इट लूज, मीन्स नॉट लूज बाय द कनेक्शन, लूज बाय देयर लेंथ. व्हाट डज इट मीन? It means for their temperature variations and for vibrations, they will adjust and they will not break down. Okay, next one is never use a twisted flexible hose, or you will not going to twist it. Okay, next one is always avoid sharp bending. For sharp bending you will use connectors of 90 degree. Okay, next one is these clamps need to be supported at about almost 25 to 24 inches. After 24 inches you will need to support it. And how you will support it? You will use hose clamps. See, hose clamps are a special type of devices. They are used to support these flexible hoses, and these are made up of plastic and rubber also. They can be of iron and aluminum also, but the most important and most used are Teflon cushioned. Okay, because they can be used widely, because they are not costly also, and they are in better supporting also. So these are the things that you have to study in some module 9 of maintenance practice. Even if you have any problems, or even if you have doubt, you can leave your message in comments. I will answer you. Okay, so this is all about your today's chapter and today's study. If you like the video, please share and subscribe it, and share to more and more, so that everyone can benefit. Thank you.